A trio working a wheel, a pimp, not a simp. Keep them dope fiends higher than that Goodyear blimp. We eat so many shrimp. I got iodine poison and fuck niggas make me sick with all that pitching and bargaining. You say you ain't a boss, but we ain't believing that shit. You got the with the Ferrari kid. Take the monkey shit off. You embarrassing us. What's the line, y'all? What did Pimp C said the man had? You had the something. The fake Pirelli. I don't know what the fuck he said. With the Ferrari kid, take that monkey shit off. Y'all, one of the meanest lines ever uttered in a rap song. God damn. Take that monkey shit off. You embarrassing us. We got some monkeys to talk about towards the end of the show, but in the interim, we just got a regular old Klansman, crackers and Yahtzees, everything. Woo! America Unleashed 2026. I hope you guys are ready. Welcome to Burn It Down with Kim Brown, the Tuesday edition. On this, the 33rd of January, the 62nd of January. Dios mío, how is it that we're only less than 2 weeks into the new year? And it feels like we have entered upon a new age. And I hope you guys are ready, because if you live in a marginalized community full of marginalized folks like yours truly, chances are your community has already been occupied. But now, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, white folks are now getting ensnared in some of the state violence. Nobody's safe out here. And we're going to get into a few things. There's some stories out here that I just wanted to touch on to my people with. I appreciate you guys joining me, even if it is a little bit late, because we Negroes and proud of it. Say it loud. I'm late and I'm proud. Don't play games with Kim, yo. I don't hear all that professionalism shit. That's why I ain't got no job. That's why y'all are out here as upstanding citizens. Not I. Low standing citizen. But that's okay. That's okay. I think I am amongst friends. And can I tell y'all this on a so fast of a side tangent? I'm coming immediately off of it. You guys want to know what my favorite songs to sing at karaoke is? Friends in Low Places by Mr. Garth Brooks. Blame it all on my room. Woo! I showed up in boots. What? And ruined your black tie affair, Garth. Y'all, come on. That shit is a hitter. Woo! The last one, no. The last one to show I was the last one you thought you see there. Did you kill that shit? Wow. I'm sorry. I really have to resist not to sing the whole song because it's a jam. I love Friends in Low Places. That is and you have to sing it twangy. You can't just sing that shit in your accent. You got to sing it like Mr. Garth Brooks. You got to sing that shit in an Oklahoma accent. God damn. Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots. Open Google Docs. I'm sorry, gang. Gotta laugh to keep from crying. What everything is a Twitter, no pun intended, but information, dis and otherwise, is flying on the interwebs. People are claiming some, and I'm not reporting this as fact. I'm just telling you what I heard on the internet. Let the internet tell it that, no, nigga, open Google Docs. I have a very disobedient iPhone. How are we going to be able to punish this tech, y'all? I mean, when the tech is bad, how can I punish the fucking tech? You make the shit go dark or something? How do you punish the tech when the tech be not obeying commands and misbehaving? I don't know. Anyway. I'll blame it all on my roots. I'm not going to do that all night. I promise. I'm going to try. I got 2 more in me. Okay. So give me allot me 2 more. Shout out to all my Garth Brooks fans out there. Is Garth Brooks a cracker? I don't think so. I hope not. Because then I have to immediately stop singing Friends in Low Places at karaoke. Although, hold on. Another quick side note. don't judge. Don't judge. Y'all are gonna judge, and that's okay. I deserve to be judged for this, y'all. Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. It's kind of a jam. It's kind of a jam. Even though I take it to be talking about domestic violence. Like it's, its content is not stellar. But I'm Gen X and grew up on gangster rap music. I've heard worse. I've heard worse than Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. And what kind of redeems the song a little bit to me is that that's not Ted Nugent singing the song. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of helps a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's fuck Ted Nugent. Make no mistake about it. But Stranglehold, the man said, because I've been trapping for so long, I began to stay. Got you in a stranglehold, baby. That shit is hard. Even though it's probably about abuse. Like I said, I grew up on gangster rap music. I've heard way worse. So anyway, forgive me my contradictions in some of my musical tastes. And yeah, I know I'm team fuck R. Kelly and all that shit. And yeah, I like Stranglehold. I don't give a goddamn. Anyway, gang, let's get to the business at hand here. So, as we are seeing Trump's private army, the jackbooted thugs, we're seeing the Klansmen, the junior Klansmen. Are these the junior Klansmen? Because they are the great or grandsons of the KKK of yore. Oh my God, their grandparents, their granddaddies would be so proud of them, so proud, because they are out here terrorizing non-white people, non-straight people, non-Christian people, not only in Minneapolis and the surrounding areas, but ICE activities are ramping up in places like Phoenix, Arizona. We are seeing a lot of activity still in SoCal. SoCal, according to LA Taco, got really slammed, has been getting slammed really since the holidays. LA County, Orange County, down to San Diego. They have been rounding up people by the hundreds. I mean, it is absolutely reprehensible what continues to devolve in this country. And, we could speculate on the reasons. I'm sure there's a myriad of reasons, but some of which do include Trump's Epstein files. And I'm not going to get into this because it's a river I really don't want to swim in, because it's just very deep and wide, and there are people on the web covering it with a lot more attention to detail than I have been giving it. However, I did today listen to a audio interview with a person named Sasha Riley, and let me credit the homegirl Sheila on TikTok. Sheila talked about this, and I went back and listened to it, and yeah, Trump's out here trying to start many wars because he's a very, very bad and terrible person. And I know that we already know he's bad and terrible, but he is way worse. Way worse. And I was right. I never said Trump was the devil, as in Satanus. I didn't say that Trump was Satan, but he is a devil. And because anybody that engages in this kind of activities, in particular against children, that Trump is being accused of, in my opinion, very credibly, that you have made agreements with dark entities. Like something is the matter with you. It's not even, because it's not even psychological. Like it is on a soul level, on a character level. Like something is the matter, and or that the individual who made the deal with the dark entity, he's getting something in return for it. Maybe billions of riches, power, authority over the dominion over the world. All of Trump's fucking acquirements definitely look like rewards in exchange for doing the dark entity's bidding. He shall then receive. And you look at Trump's enrichment over his lifetime, but most notably since he's been in office. So there's that. But anyway, back to Minneapolis here. Well, yeah, I do want to go to Minneapolis because there's a bit of a contrast between what is known about the murderer of Renee Good, of course, the woman who was tragically shot by is he ICE or Border Patrol? Because I have a tendency to sort of transpose these agencies. I should not do that because they are different. They do somewhat different things. They do have somewhat different power and authority, but by one of them fuckers, okay? His name was Jonathan Ross. It's important that we know Jonathan Ross. We know who he is. And I think it's also important that we know where he is, because this guy is a killer. He's a murderer. He murdered a motorist, a resident of Minneapolis, someone who was well within obeying the law, not a criminal, not even an agitator, right? A regular ass mother. He shot her. He's a killer. There is, ergo, therefore, there is a killer loose in wherever the fuck he is. Wherever town he's in, whatever state he's in, there is a murderer walking the streets, and he is known to law enforcement, and yet he is still free. So that means that the public is not safe. Okay. So if you are anywhere in the proximity of Minnesota and you have spotted Jonathan Ross, truly, it is your duty to share with the community and post far and wide where you have seen and spotted him, because he is an unapprehended murderer and he is a danger to society. So I want us to go to Minneapolis because this is a content creator who I feel presents very good information. His name is Toussaint Morrison out of Minneapolis, and they post really good content as it relates to Minneapolis specific information. They are based there. They do organizing there and do some reporting there as well. So I want us to check out what Toussaint put together about Jonathan Ross. And again, much like Kim Brown, good luck finding the Jonathan Ross that we are specifically speaking of. But his face is so well documented, and the good, smart folks on the interweb have done outstanding work accumulating and compiling the facial recognition of these jackbooted thugs, these junior Klansmen, that when you see them, you should say something. When you see something, say something. But anyway, let's check out Toussaint here and the latest on Jonathan Ross.
Killed Renee Nicole Good, who is the man who killed Renee Nicole Good, who is Jonathan Ross? Well, he's not the fast-track 47-day trained ICE agent some reported him to be. Jonathan, according to NBC, is a war veteran who has worked for DHS for over a decade. He was a Border Patrol agent in El Paso, Texas from 2007 to 2015. Before that, NBC writes, deployed to Iraq as a member of the Indiana National Guard from November 2004 to November 2005, Specialist Ross of the 138th Signal Battalion earned the Army Commendation Medal, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Medal, and the Iraq Campaign Medal, among others, according to the Guard. When Jonathan joined ICE, he testified in a case recently that he joined to arrest higher value targets. Ross also testified that he was a member of the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force, as well as a firearms instructor and field intelligence officer. Jonathan's career has been nothing but being part of a military, which when I read all of this reminded me of Derek Chauvin, whose career was nothing but being part of a cop department. Training officer, career cop, seemingly their sole job was to be in law enforcement in any capacity. And then just yesterday, this video about Jonathan surfaced on TikTok.
Jonathan Ross lives in my town, Chaska, Minnesota. There are 2 police squad cars sitting in front of his home. Earlier this morning, I passed just to see what kind of action was there. Saw the police officers there this morning.
Now, she goes on to say she spoke to the cops outside of the house, asking them if they're there to protect Jonathan, and they replied that they're just there to protect the community. If this woman's video is true, then he's still there. And the independent investigation currently underway by the Hennepin County DA, Mary Moriarty, would only need probable cause to arrest him.
Thank you very much, Toussaint Morrison on TikTok. Please go follow them. Probable cause, eh? That's all the Hennepin County prosecutor needs to file charges against Jonathan Ross. You think a very well documented from several different angles, clear as hell shooting from Jonathan Ross's gun into the vehicle and tragically into the body of Renee Good. That's not enough probable cause. I just want y'all to know, and y'all already fucking know this, okay? But let that had been anybody else, any non-cop, any, let's maybe say non-white, you know what I mean? Like, someone would have been arrested by now. You don't need to make the most airtight case. We know that prosecutors routinely bring charges or go present evidence or information to a grand jury, and they don't have all their fucking ducks in a row. Why? Because trials take a long goddamn time. Okay. And for these Minneapolis, not Minneapolis, but yeah, Minneapolis is in Hennepin County, but for these state officials in Minnesota to sort of him and haw a little bit, and I understand there is no statute of limitations on murder, but a message needs to be sent here. Okay. ICE has shot 9 people in 3 months less than. They have killed a handful in simply the first 2 weeks of the new year alone. Like, this is not standing up for the people. Okay. In terms of them making a delay, in my opinion, of bringing charges, because I think the longer that they wait to charge this individual, the more opportunity the Trump administration will have to protect and hide this person, which they have already made clear that they fully intend to do, whether or not it's within the bounds of the law or not. Because what's the law? The law is for us. The law is not for the HCICs, right? And they are going to go to, I would say, extreme lengths, but let's say regular lengths, because for white people to avoid accountability is very, very, very regular. But and I appreciated the note that he included from NBC News talking about how Jonathan Ross, not a quick hire, a rapidly trained and then sent out on the streets since the federal surge began. No, he is a 10-year, decade plus long veteran of Border Patrol. Again, this is the fucking training. I told y'all this is the training. There was a report. Fuck me. I can't recall which agency done it. It might have been the Department of Justice. Look it up. 2014 is when this report came out. But it showed that Border Patrol agents, Customs and Border Patrol, CBP agents, were found to have made it, I won't say policy, but they made it sort of a regular or routine thing to walk in front of vehicles of persons, I suppose they wanted to engage with some deadly force, right? And this was something that, who the fuck was in the president 2014? Wait a minute, I done forgot. Wait a second, hold on. Oh, I guess it was, was it Barry? No. Yes. 2014. So this is long-standing policy that Customs and Border Patrol would make it a point, or there appeared to be at least a pattern found, that they would walk in front of the vehicles of suspects whom they would later end up shooting. So for Jonathan Ross, again, not some quick hire, not some geek off the street. I mean, definitely a geek off the street, but some asshole. This is how he has been trained. And also, per the piece that we just watched, lifetime, lifer cop, lifer soldier, lifer mindless drone, lifer I was only following orders ass. And I'm sure his time down in El Paso, I'm not sure where Jonathan Ross hails from originally, though I'm certain that there is a deep dive reporting on him now as we speak, and we can get a better clear of, who he is, because we definitely need to know who he is. I mean, I think about the long list of killer cops, especially killer cops of Black people. Derek Chauvin stands out because he was actually held accountable and sits in jail currently, right? The list of names of motherfuckers who killed unarmed citizens, especially Black folks, and who never saw the inside of a jail cell, that's a way longer list than those that were actually held accountable. And we know this. So if the criminal justice system either headed by Republicans, Democrats, doesn't even really matter at this point, because you know, Democrats still have a lot to show and prove. Are y'all gonna be the leaders? Are y'all gonna be the resistance? Are y'all gonna y'all go him and haw, talk about y'all not in the majority, y'all don't have enough power. Well, y'all need to go vote in the midterms. Well, y'all need to know. You need to use every trick available to your office, to your position of power, to do something, to do something. And to bring charges against this killer cracker, to me, is the absolute barest minimum. Sticking in Minnesota here for a moment, because I have seen quite a lot. And I want to shout out, big up to outlets like Status Quo. If you guys are not following Status Quo, you need to be following Status Quo. They are doing really good on the ground reporting. They're from Twin Cities. Just really, I love person on the streets interviews, especially in sometimes let's say energetic situations. So I certainly appreciate the work that Status Quo and other independent outlets are doing. Shout out to Unicorn Riot. Like, there's a lot of folks out there. So anyway, sticking in Minnesota here, because we can go a lot of places, but Minnesota seems to be very much a flashpoint. The president said that he has deployed or intends to 2,000 more ICE Proud Boys into Minnesota, doing nothing but agitating the people here. And I want us to take a look at a scene from a Target store. Now, maybe Friday I'll try to find this other video. So Richfield, my Minnesota folks, check in. Richfield, that's a place? Yeah. So there's a video going around of ICE agents going into this Richfield Target store, literally kidnapping 2 teen boys who are brown and appearing to be employees of Target, and they are US citizens, okay? And they just got taken, snatched. They were eventually released just down the road, but the children were unquestionably traumatized. So it seems as though whilst in Minnesota, ICE and CBP are making it a point to show up at Target stores. Well, they fucked around. They fucked around when they showed up at this Target store. And I even think that bitch ass nigga, Dan Bovino's in this bitch. I want to keep calling him Bongino, but I'm getting my Enos. my bad to the Enos. I'm Bongino, Bovino nigga. Okay. DiGiorno nigga. Sorry, Capicolio. Let me stop. Shout out to all our Italians. We love the Italians. We don't love this fucking Italian though. Fuck Dan Bongino and Greg Bovino. I think they are the same person. So anyway, they're not the same person. However, check out. Even though ICE is causing fuckery, the people are not here for the shit. And this is nationwide, y'all. People are not here for this shit. They are not here for this shit. They are not here for this shit. Will, let's go ahead and run that.
Fucking bum, you're a bitch. Lift your right beside Bobby. Dumb. What are we doing? Fucking bum, you're a bitch. Lift your right beside Bobby fucker too. You guys are all bitches. You can't do shit to me. You can't do a thing to me. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Nobody fucking wants you here. Right, get the fuck out. Walk the fuck out, you stupid bitches. Get the fuck out of here. You dumb. The fuck out of here. You fucking coward. You're a fucking coward, bitch. You're a fucking bitch. Hold on, baby. I'm on the phone with these bitch ass niggas. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, you stupid bitches. You're a fucking coward piece of shit. Fuck you. And if you didn't have a gun or a badge, I would beat the shit out of you. Take that fucking badge off. And that fucking gun and see what happens to you. You shut the fuck up. Grab that fucking tongue. You're bitches. Get the fuck out, you fucking pussy. You fucking bitch ass white boys. I'll fucking spit on you. Fucking get out of here. Get the fuck out. Fuck out of here. Fuck out. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Fuck off. Stay back. Easy. Fuck out of here.
That's one of the many scenes coming out of Minnesota. And I just wanted to say, like, guys, I follow lots and lots of accounts. I'm following lots of videos from across the country. And in spite of ICE thieving many, many people, kidnapping people outright, lots of folks actually have been saved because the community has come out and said no. The community has come out and stood in resistance, stood in opposition, demanded the immediate release of whomever that ICE had captured, right? And they're having some problems, okay? They're running into a few problems, not just there, as we saw in Minnesota. There were some scenes out in Downey, California. Please go check, go search Downey, California. You'll see the community come out and prevent ICE from taking some of their neighbors. The situation, as bad as it is, it would be worse if more people were just acquiescing to what's going on. And trust me, I know there are far too many people content, acquiescing, not wanting to, pay attention or look at what's going on because, for whatever reason, fear, cowardice, all kinds of reasons. But just seeing that scene right there where it seemed as though the whole store, the whole parking lot rose up and drove them motherfuckers off and away from that Target store, that was fantastic. That was brilliant. And that is exactly what these Klansmen fear. They fear the white traitor, which I hope is you, if you're white. Okay. They fear the white traitor because ultimately they know that white nationalism and white supremacy govern from the minority here, even though it penetrates every policy, every corner of doctrine that this country was founded on. But they always knew that if enough white folks not only stood in their class interests and stood next to people outside of their race, but if the white folks actually grew consciences and stood up for the marginalized, then the white nationalists might be in trouble. They might be in trouble. The only thing keeping us back, it's not the racists, it's the moderates, right? So if we get enough folks radicalized overall across the board and across the spectrum, but again, there needs to be way more white traitors. That's why they dealt with John Brown so harshly, because they knew, oh shit, if we get 1,000 John Browns, we are fucked. I need to see 1 million John Browns and Janetta Browns out there immediately. But big up to the people of Minnesota. By the way, confirm or deny for me in the chat. Peace, Fire Fam. Y'all like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Join the channel as a member. Patreon.com/BIDWKB. Confirm or deny. Chichimacha, I'm looking at you. I heard that part of this 2,000 person ICE surge in Minnesota was coming because they had to pull people from Louisiana in order to make that happen. I said, because the word on the street was the practitioners and the conjurers were doing some casting upon the ICE agents. Maybe they couldn't take the heat. Maybe that gumbo got to be too spicy down there in Louisiana. They had to pull them niggas the fuck out. But you're not gonna hear it reported that way, are you? Where are we going next? Yes. So hold on. Staying in Minneapolis here for a moment. And again, big up to all the people that have come out and been out on the streets. I love to see it. It was thousands of whites. I said, you better get out there, whites, and eat some pepper spray because I mean, it's only right. Like black people got, water hoses and dogs and lynchings and all that. A little pepper spray, you'll be all right. But I know it's deeper than that. And the so-called non-lethal munitions are, of course, not as advertised. They absolutely can be lethal. They can be disabling. Literally, people have had their eyes shot out with rubber bullets. People have been tremendously injured by tear gas and pepper balls. So I'm not trying to make light of it. Y'all know I cope with trauma by making a joke of all the things. It's probably a diagnosable condition that I guess we'll just never know. Sorry. I shouldn't take such delight in being undiagnosed. Something might really be wrong, but hey, I'm not going to worry about it. We got bigger fish to fry. So, where are we going next? So, in addition to the general sense of public unsafeness that this federal surge of ICE officers has brought, and let me also check in with our Minnesota folks. I'm not sure if Tyler and Alicia are in here. If y'all are, peace to y'all. It's still fucked MPD. I know this. I know it's still fucked the Minneapolis police. Are they being helpful? Probably not. They're being helpful to ICE would be my guess. Yeah, there's that. And I'm not sure if the police are being responsive when citizens call them for assistance because they're either being brutalized by ICE Homeland Security or they're being abducted by ICE and Homeland Security. My guess is that police are absolutely fucking useless. As I would imagine, they have been in as it pertains to this next clip that we're about to see, because as these ICE Gestapo thugs have been doing in Chicago, in Los Angeles, in Charlotte, North Carolina, where students have been absentee. Is that right? Yeah, yes, they've been absent, and the levels of absenteeism have been extremely high since the ICE began their surge in these respective areas. And Minneapolis is no different. So members of the teachers union held a press conference where they detailed what their members are seeing and how ICE is. These are not targeted arrests and targeted operations. As we all know, it's all very haphazard. It's all based off racial profiling. What are they calling that? The Kavanaugh doctrine, the Kavanaugh decision. Brett Kavanaugh said, oh, Brown accented. Of course you can. Of course. Doesn't that mean stop and frisk? Brown and with an accent isn't that English for stop and frisk anyway? So I want you guys to listen to the teachers, okay? These are some of the people I consider to be on the front line of protecting the community, because the ICE assholes are targeting schools because they know that the members are immigrant community members are good parents, right? They take their kids to school, they come and pick them the fuck up. What kind? Anyway, let's take a look at the clip and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Members reporting ICE terror. We have members reporting ICE terrorizing students in St. Paul, Bloomington, Columbia Heights, Burnsville, Fridley, Richfield, West St. Paul, Osseo, and Apple Valley. We have seen ICE agents in Roseville circling school property, just waiting for families to pick up their children.
142 kids didn't come to school yesterday, and we're just a tiny elementary. The ICE agents, one did pull into the parking lot, and they know they can't, so they were asked to leave, but they stand on the other side of the street. Our schools are in neighborhoods, so we know they're there, the teachers know they're there, and they are circling.
Since arriving, ICE has been a dangerous and out of control force, putting every Minnesotan in danger. A mother was murdered. An elementary school was forced to lock down. Grown men used pepper spray on terrified high school students on school property.
Schools must be places of safety, learning, and belonging. This is not a partisan issue. It's a moral one.
Those members there of the unions that represent the Minneapolis area school teachers, again, detailing how ICE is intimidating elementary school age kids and their families by standing. I want you to just picture this. I mean, I guess you don't have to picture it if you've seen the videos, but even picture it kind of in a different context. I want you to imagine, let's say Jonathan Ross, for example, wherever his children attend elementary school. What if the people, let's say, just say a couple of carfuls of people went and stood across the street from the elementary school where Jonathan Ross's children attend? I am not suggesting anyone do this. I am saying, hypothetically speaking, what kind of response do you think that would engender? Do you think that even the parents of students who attend school with Jonathan Ross's kids, you think they would take too kindly to rando adults armed men? Let's make them black. Let's make them Somali. Can you imagine 2 SUV fulls of Somali men armed go and stand across the street from an elementary school where an ICE officer's children attend? You think the parents of the students would be nice? You think Jonathan Ross would be nice? Or would it be a fucking problem? It should be a fucking problem. And this is where we need our 2A-minded, white, male-bodied. Y'all got to show up, okay? Like, that's the only demographic. And number one, again, every demographic is standing up and saying, fuck you, get the fuck out. No question about that. But it's got to be white man or white man, okay? And we need more white men following these other white men, and you need to follow them wherever the fuck they go. And don't pay attention to what they tell you, at least what they're trying to report. Again, the level of disinformation in general is at astounding levels. However, I mean, most people in this country are deeply uninformed about the law anyway, but you are not impeding police duties, federal agents' duties, if you're following them around. Impeding means you are preventing them from doing their job. Following them at a safe distance, obeying all the rules of the road, is not impeding them from doing a fucking thing. It's impeding them from doing the shit surreptitiously. Okay? It's impeding them from doing the shit in the dark. It's impeding them from doing the shit without being documented. Okay? And of course they don't want that, but just because they don't want it does not make the shit illegal. And I was heartened, honestly, to see folks in the streets of Minneapolis enraged. I was heartened to see them emotional. I didn't see a lot of black folks, and that was okay with me, because the baton we're handing the baton off. We're gonna deal with our shit and do a everybody liberation, free, everybody get free. That's great. I'm here for all of that. But nah, y'all white folks, y'all got to go collect your folks. And unfortunately, these fucking junior Klansmen are your folks. They are your folks. You don't have to claim them as blood or anything like that, but y'all got to check them the way you've always checked them, with violence. How do the whites always check each other? How the fuck is Donald Trump talking about doing shit to Greenland right now? The white on white violence is usually the only language that really is well understood. And I'm being cheeky and I'm being serious all at the very same time. And if you don't want ICE and this federal government writ large to run roughshod over your community the way they have run roughshod over black folks, over indigenous folks, over queer folks, over Latino folks, in spite of our valiant resistance, okay, we have fight and we continue to fight and struggle. Woo, baby. But they gonna start shooting regular ass white women in the head with no accountability, and she's not gonna be the last one. They have pretty much promised and even said that part of the reason why they killed her because she was a quote lesbian bitch and they wanted to send a message. So now we need y'all to respond to John Brown way. Okay, we need y'all. Okay, but John Brown didn't even get off the way he really wanted to. So we need y'all to respond in the way that John Brown wanted to respond. You know what I'm saying? And y'all need to pay attention to that because John Brown was about that. God damn it! What the fuck just happened here? Sorry, my screen went dark. Boo. Hold on. Stay with me, kids. Stay with me. Stay with me. I appreciate y'all being here. Please like the video, subscribe to the blah, blah, blah. We appreciate it. It's Burn It Down with Kim Brown. We're here every Tuesday and Friday. The issues going on, not only in the country, but I mean, Minneapolis is a place I've always found fascinating, especially since I didn't realize how about it Minneapolis was until the George Floyd uprising. And they started burning down police precincts. I said, I like these people. I said, oh shit. They done burnt down the precinct. I said, I like their style. I like how they do business out there in Minnesota. We give a tip of the hat. Hold on. Where am I going next? I appreciate the teachers. Oh, by the way, really quick, they have announced an action involving the teachers unions, the service employees unions like Unite Here and a couple of others. There is a economic boycott, I believe, scheduled for the for Minnesota. I want to say January 23rd, but please verify that on your own. And no money going to be spent. And if they don't want to listen, they being the powers that be, and that includes the Democrats in power, Governor Walz, A.G. Ellison, Minneapolis Mayor Frey, like, hey, y'all get up there, talk a real nice game at the press conference. What the fuck's you gonna do? Is the real question. And if they don't do shit, don't you forget it. They can't come beg us for votes in 2 years and 4 years if they don't do fucking something this goddamn year. Well, wait, it is already election year. Hey, I tell them Democrats in Minnesota, y'all better bring fucking charges. Y'all better do goddamn something. You know, Keith Ellison announced that they state of Minnesota was filing a lawsuit against the federal government for overreach of the goddamn blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nigga, that's cute. That's real cute. A lot of people have filed lawsuits against the Trump administration. That's got to wind its way through court. What about Jonathan Ross right now? We go anyway. I want us to go on. Wait, was that my last Minneapolis video? One second. I appreciate you guys being here with me. Don't forget, join us on the Remix Morning Show on Black Liberation Media. I think they started Monday through Friday. Jared was on Monday, right? So I think they're going to try that 5 days a week. Black Liberation Media YouTube channel. Please go over there, subscribe, like. We appreciate y'all supporting since we got remonetized. I be trying to discourage. No, I can't. You can't stop a New York nigga from hustling. Let me stop lying. I can't stop Kamal from shaking y'all down. But he was shaking y'all down today. And that song came in my head by Gregory Abbott. And it came in my head. I said, Kamal's on the line. Chat, he wants to shake you down. You can give Kamal all the money he needs. Don't you know that? Let me stop. Let's go to Tennessee. Challenge y'all to a game of horseshoes. Tennessee oftentimes gets overlooked. That's why I want to shout out, big up to the young stallion, the niece out there, Amber Sherman. God damn, Amber's a bad bitch out here. We love support the work that Amber does. Amber can spit that game, talk to shit, all that. And I appreciate Amber continually reminding us what the fuck is going on in Memphis. If you're not following A is for Amber on the socials, please do. Amber posts fantastic policy information, and she is very well tuned in to the legislative and the civic agendas that are happening in and around Memphis. But as you guys know, Memphis has also been a city affected by a surge of, I think, federal agents along with National Guard, right? Yes, right. That fucking senior Klansman, the Grand Imperial Wizard Governor of Tennessee, Bill Lee. That's who that is. Senior cracker. Anyway, when I think he welcomed the National Guard surge to Memphis with open arms, and people have been suffering as a result. The number of traffic citations that come along with fines and other economic impositions is making life more difficult for people in Memphis. Not to mention, when you add more police and niggas that think they the fucking police into the goddamn mix, they tend to act like cops. And we know how cops tend to act in Black communities, like assholes. And I want us to go and check out this story of this Black sandwich shop owner whom, because he said he would not serve, I believe specifically members of the National Guard. Do you think they just decided to take their business elsewhere? No. Because that would have been too easy and not white enough. Absolutely not. You think white people would just let that shit go? You can't tell white people they cannot go places. Because then they come back and burn crosses, okay? You don't believe me? Look it up. Google that shit. That shit is documented numerous times. So anyway, Memphis, a business owner, assumedly a person who has authority, who can say who can come and go from their business. But no, because he's Black, you know he doesn't really have rights because this is America. So there's that. So anyway, I want you guys to check out this story, and we can all shake our heads in unison at the caucasity of it all. So let's take a listen.
Posted to social media showing the National Guard surrounding a video posted to social media showing the National Guard surrounding a local sandwich shop that refuses to serve law enforcement agents. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. In that video, the owner is heard asking officers why they're doing this, and many Memphians actually have the same question. WREG's Caitlin Barker spoke with the owner, who says he still doesn't know what started the standoff.
The business owner repeatedly asked them to get off the property, and they refused.
This video circulating on social media has many confused as law enforcement agents are seen standing in front of the sandwich shop, unwilling to leave the property despite protests.
I have no idea what made them make that choice. I pulled up as a business owner, asked them to remove their vehicle from right in front of my door, and 60 seconds later, it was 40 National Guard outside.
I'm just a business owner, man. I'm a citizen. Why are y'all doing this to me? Can I get an answer, anybody?
I asked Brown if the officers were denied service, and he said no. But he also told me he wouldn't serve them even if they asked for service.
As a business owner, it's my right, man, to let them people know that I did not want them here, regardless of whether they liked it or not. Like, they needed to move.
One man who filmed the situation calls it a clear violation and an intimidation tactic.
For them to completely ignore a business owner's request to get off the property, I mean, that's sending a message that we don't care about your rights. You saw federal agents flood in. You saw Memphis police flood in, and they protected themselves. They looked out for them, not your average Joe.
This is normal. This is living in the city of Memphis as a Black man.
The whole situation lasted a little over 30 minutes, with the guard and law enforcement eventually leaving without making any arrests. Rob Brown told me he's experiencing PTSD as a result of the situation and says he has not been contacted by law enforcement since. I reached out to Memphis Police and the U.S. Department of Justice for a comment on the situation and have not heard back. I'm Caitlin Barker reporting for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
And this is a story that we will keep following. We'll let you know what happens.
So many things come to my head when I see that story. First of all, if you are in and around Memphis and you are familiar with the sandwich shop, please go and support the sandwich shop. I don't care if you go in there and buy a bag of fucking chips. Go and support that brother because he deserves it, right? He deserves our protection. And again, I appreciate though, especially in Memphis. I bet you the sandwich shop is pretty busy. I bet you the sandwich shop. Woo! I bet you the sandwich shop is a slapping in Memphis. So yeah, do yourself a favor and go to the sandwich shop in Memphis, Tennessee. But when the brother said that he was experiencing, when it was reported, the sister communicated that he said that he was experiencing PTSD. I was just thinking about Memphis in particular. Memphis is where Ida B. Wells was based out of. And when she was courageously reporting about the lynchings of hundreds, if not thousands, of Black people across the South, the whites, true to form, came and they burned down her newspaper office, right? And if I'm not mistaken, at the same time they did that, they burnt down a significant section, if not the entire section, of the Black business district in Memphis, right? And this is something that we know because we're not dumb and we are from here. Even if you're not from here, you know this shit too. You should. If you don't, that scene where a white mob, angry white mob, perhaps vigilantes, perhaps members of law enforcement, all mixed in together, united by their whiteness, their maleness, and their caucasity, would show up to Black businesses, Black schools, Black churches, Black homes, Black neighborhoods, black everywhere. They would show up and assemble much like them crackers did, not just the crack. Oh my God. Anyway, they would assemble much like those National Guard, along with Memphis police, along with federal agents, and they would burn down the business or the location that belonged to Black people. This scene repeated thousands of times, thousands, not once, not 10, not a dozen, not 50, thousands. In likely every fucking state in the union, numerous times. This is what white people do, okay? The crackers, the racists, the most extreme and the most violent of them. And included in that mix always has been law enforcement. And I feel for that brother feeling that level of inherited, that epigenetic sense of terror, right? When you see armed, posseed up white folks with badges, what has that historically meant for Black people during our existence here, during our time here? Has that meant have those descriptors used together ever been meant for good? Like, have they ever come to save the fucking day? The folks I just described, white male armed, posseed up, deputized with badges, have they ever come to save the day for Black folks? I'd love to know that one story, if even one exists. Oftentimes, they have either been the ringleaders, sort of championing the violence against us and against our communities, or they have been content to stand back and stand by while the more violent elements of their rabble unleashed violence against us. Either way, I can understand why the brother felt away, but I appreciate him standing on business. No, we don't serve pigs here. I'm sorry. No. You want a pig? You want a sandwich pig? Go to Subway. You can't come eat at the sandwich shop. You cannot come eat at the sandwich shop. But also, gang, what did our folks used to do? The whites didn't always come and burn our shit down without challenge, right? No, people came out and brought they long guns and brought they 6 shooters, and they stood guard and they stood watch. And I know I can already hear y'all. I can hear y'all from that other channel telling us that we need to get organized. And I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that at all. And I encourage all, wherever you are in the country, in the world, please look to your local leaders. Find the Amber Shermans where you live. Trust me, the young folks are about it, okay? And the young folks, much to their credit, and not to say that we didn't peep game per se. We didn't know that we could, burn the shit down. We thought we had to stick to the script. But I feel like the younger generations, the younger millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, like they're like, oh fuck this. Nah. All this shit looks bad for us going forward. Burn all this shit down. And I'm like, right on, kids. Right the fuck on. I'm with y'all. So anyway, shout out to the sandwich shot in Memphis. Motherfuck the police. By the way, don't forget your cops ain't shit gear is waiting for you in the Burn It Down with Kim Brown merch shop. Thanks to all that have already made their purchases of your cops ain't shit hoodies, mugs, and masks. And shit, I need to find, bruv. I'm gonna look up where the sandwich shop is. I'm gonna send that man a cops ain't shit mask. Cause hey, he's already let the people know how he feel. You know what I'm saying? So all the more reason we need to support our folks, not just business owners, but anybody that comes out firmly against the state apparatus of police. I think absolutely we need to support those, because oftentimes in our community, black people are discouraged from really speaking out and ill against the police, right? I don't know why. I disagree with it. It definitely bucks respectability politics. You're supposed to say, we appreciate good officers in our community. We need more cops around here because them kids be standing on the corner talking loud. we need more police out here, but only if they're good cops. No, fuck all that shit. We need to disavow our people of that fucking police help solve crime brainwashing that far too many of us repeat the masses talking points. And I'd be like, Lord Jesus Almighty, help me. This is kind of a quickie show tonight. I only have one more story. And I don't have a palate cleanser because that's just the times we live in. You not have a palate cleanser. Them cops getting thoroughly cussed on their way out to Target. It should have cleansed your palate a wee bit. But just a reminder that we folks that share our liberation beliefs for all oppressed people, but black people, black freedom for black people is what we stand for, we root for. We will do our best to make sure it happens. But you have to remember, gang, black faces in elevated spaces do not make them for us. And the mayor of Washington, D.C., Muriel Bowser, who is a 2-term mayor, she could have run for a 3rd term. However, she announced late 2025 that she did not intend to seek re-election, which I find very interesting for a number of reasons. I'm going to come back to some of that after I show you what I show you. But when Trump announced his federal surge in DC, on the streets of DC, when he called up the DC National Guard, which, by the way, in the District of Columbia, the president does have the authority to call up the National Guard. I know that we saw his National Guard call-ups be challenged in Illinois and California, and I think they had some victories there. But in DC, it was a no-go because the president, DC is the federal city. He has different levels of authority here. He called up the DC National Guard. Of course, two DC National Guards people were shot. One of them was killed. I mean, it's been nasty work. Okay, it's not. I don't think people in DC are fans of the federal surge. Of course they're not, because these fucking assholes have shot at DC residents. There have been, checkpoints that district motorists are not accustomed to dealing with. And this entire time, Mayor Muriel Bowser, along with Buckshot Pam, BIDWKB Pam, the former police chief of the Metropolitan Police, Pam Smith, who had to resign because I don't know. I guess you didn't coon good enough. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, forced out of her position, basically, but she did resign. But the whole time, Muriel Bowser and Pam Smith were saying that we welcome this surge in resources here in the district as Metropolitan Police are getting assistance from our federal partners who are doing what they can to drive crime down around the city. It was a bunch of fucking nauseating bullshit, right? And district residents are like, are you fucking nuts? Because guys, what's been happening is DC police, Metropolitan Police, have been accompanying ICE and Homeland Security and all the alphabet boys, apparently, because you guys remember when I first started showing the videos last summer during the surge, nigga, it was Secret Service. It was fucking IRS cops out there fucking with the kids, being themselves, like literally not doing anything but being black and existing outside was reason enough for the FBI to be rolling up on DC residents, asking them what the fuck they're doing. Nigga, what the fuck are you doing, feds? Why are you out here doing street sweeps when there's real terrorists out here? Anyway, there's Proud Boys running amok. Anyway, so I'm sorry. DC Mayor Bowser and the former police chief Pam Smith have been saying that they're cool with the federal surge in officers. So keep that in mind as you listen to this latest clip from Muriel Bowser, who, by the way, did I mention that she has said that she is not running for re-election? So it's so funny that when motherfuckers is on their way out the door and they're about to cede their political power, all of a sudden they got critiques of the system. Isn't it funny how that works? So anyway, let's hear from Muriel. I'm sorry, let me click my lips and my tongue here in disgust. Man, that didn't get the sound I thought about. Muriel Bowser. This bitch.
We don't want ICE in our community. If we don't want ICE in our communities, we have to stop funding ICE.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser speaking out against ICE in D.C. and cities across the country after being asked about the killing of an unarmed woman by an ICE agent in Minneapolis.
What I saw, to me, it just is reflected when you have people who are unaccustomed to urban policing trying to police in an urban environment. And what it looked to me like very bad, and I'm not a police officer, I'm not in law enforcement, but what I saw was completely avoidable, and a woman died. ICE is patrolling American cities. If we don't want that, the Congress has to stop funding ICE because thousands of agents who are untrained to police in urban environments are on our streets.
What happened in Minneapolis yesterday is similar to two recent incidents here in D.C., where federal agents opened fire on drivers who the agents claimed were trying to strike them with their vehicles. In those cases, no one was injured. Interim Police Chief Carroll was asked about public concern. It might happen here again.
A lot of these individuals, they don't work in urban policing, so us working with federal authorities in the policing operations, being out there, actually helps us to make sure that we can work in those areas to help control what's going on. Obviously, I can't assure you of anything. Obviously, I can assure you is every situation is different, right, that officers encounter out there. But I think having the relationship and having the federal authorities working with the officers does help to mitigate some of the challenges that we have with that.
Yep. So that last person speaking is the new police chief, or at least the interim police chief. Do you notice a difference between him and Pam Smith, Buckshot Pam, BIDWKB Pam? Just a little difference. Jesus Christ. Where the fuck did they get him with the buzz cut? Oh my. Where was he on January 6th? Someone check. Yep. So that is our profile in courage. Muriel Bowser saying that if you don't want ICE in the community, we need to start funding ICE. Stop funding ICE. Lady, you couldn't even use your voice, let alone the power of your office to even say, to even offer a disagreement, to even say, listen, I understand the president has very special powers here in Washington, D.C., and he's going to do what he wants to do. But let me say this categorically, I absolutely disagree fundamentally with federal agents being placed on our streets to do law enforcement duties, et cetera, et cetera. Like, she could have said any fucking thing. That is the most opposition that she has raised up. Here we are, January 2026. The surge in DC, I think, started like August of 25. It's been months. It's been several months. And it isn't until you announce that you're not going to have to answer to Donald Trump anymore because you are declining to run for mayor for a third term. Oh, now you got a lot to say. Now is big talk. That is weak sauce. And Muriel Bowser is exactly who we always knew she was. She is an agent of the enemy. She is a tool for white supremacy, as are most elected Black Democrats. Most elected, unfortunately, people are, but Black Democrats, for some reason, have garnered this unearned designation as resistance, as opposition, right? Like, John Lewis. And John Lewis did what he did when he did it. But when he got into Congress, he wasn't doing what he was doing when he was a kid, when he was young. He wasn't going as hard as he was in his youth. Obviously, a different venue and context and all of that. But still, Black Democrats are here to go along with the system. They are here to stand between me and you and the likes of the power structure. And Muriel Bowser, I think, because of her complicity, because of her lack of real pushback, because of her public and very full-throated agreement with the president surging federal agents on the streets of Washington, D.C., because she went along with the game. My speculation, this is my theory here, why she's not seeking re-election, because I'm guessing either this year or next, the Trump administration intends to take over political control over DC all the way, which basically means defrocking the DC City Council and the mayor's office of any real political power. And to say that the bodies and the office of the mayor kind of have limited political power as it stands now is accurate, because DC still has to get all of its budgets and shit approved by Congress. Any new law that the district passes amongst the city council and the mayor signs into law has to be approved by Congress, and Congress has not approved shit. And DC has had to either scramble or go back to the drawing board and do something else. But Congress still has oversight authority over every aspect of how Washington is governed. And the president, I believe, can rescind the self-governance ability of Washington, D.C. And that's what I think they intend to do. And Kim, I know y'all like, Kim, well, how are you getting this just from Muriel Bowser saying she's not running for a third term? Number one, she's an egomaniac, okay? The only other mayor to have won 3 terms in Washington, D.C. is Mayor Marion Barry, the god, okay? Mayor for life, okay? Ain't nobody fucking with Mayor Barry. Now, Muriel Bowser, as I said, is an egomaniac. She would have loved to have been able to match Marion Barry's re-election rate and thump her chest at the same time. But she's an ego. She is an ego-driven person. She does not want to be a figurehead. She does not want to be mayor in name only. Okay. And that is what's going to happen likely to the next elected mayor of Washington, D.C. They're not going to have any real power. And oh, by the way, half Eddie, half I want to talk to you. No, Ed, y'all, half of the DC City Council is either not seeking re-election. I think 2 of the council members, one of them has already declared that they're running for mayor. Another has absconded their council seat with the assumption that they will declare that they're running for mayor. 2 other DC City Council people are going for Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton's seat. Delegate because even though Washington has a representative in Congress, delegate Norton has no voting authority. So I don't know why they want that job. I don't know why they want to go do that job, but okay. But my point is this, I'm talking like 4, 5, maybe even 6 city council people do not plan to seek their office in the next term. Why do you think that is? Because they all got the fucking heads up that Trump is about to take the shit over. And nobody wants to be on a sinking ship. Nobody wants to be lorded over, literally, by the Trump administration for every single thing that Washington, D.C. does. So for Mayor Muriel to come up with all this, all this, if you don't want ice, you should deep. Where was this 4 months ago, 2 months ago, Muriel? Where was this, all this sass? Where was all this? Where was all that sister girl fire, huh? It wasn't no goddamn where, because you was too busy licking boots. And you're gonna, and once a bootlicker, always a bootlicker. You bent the knee to this monster, to this administration in advance. You complied in advance by removing Black Lives Matter off the plaza. And by the way, Congress, some dipshit, one of them Klansmen in Congress has proposed the formerly known Black Lives Matter Plaza in DC. What was it, on 16th in Pennsylvania? You know what some cracker has proposed, that it be renamed, right? Of course they want to rename it Charlie Kirk Way. Of course. You cannot have a clantocracy if you are not naming shit after Klan members. Come on. But Muriel Bowser, Trump didn't make her take Black Lives Matter off of the plaza. She did it in advance. And that's why she will forever be a sucker. And that's why I think they gave her the cold shoulder at the Go-Go Awards last week, by the way. Shout out to all the Go-Go bands and the Go-Go community here in the DMV. But no, Muriel Bowser is a quintessential Black Democrat. We should never, they are not to be trusted. They are not our allies. They are there to do the bidding of the wealthy elites, and they will always try to spoon feed us what they consider leadership, which is acquiescence. Is that my word for tonight? I think it is. All they want to do is comply, and compliance for us means slavery. Okay, like if any leader or person in an elected position is trying to convince us to go along with the program, especially of this administration, they are trying to get us to go along into either plantations or into concentration camps, and either one means death. So do not follow the Black leader, not the elected Democratic one anyway. Gang, I think we're going to call it a night. I so appreciate you guys taking the time to come hang out. Looks like you don't know what the fuck YouTube's doing. You know what? I'm gonna mind my goddamn business. But I wanted to share you guys a couple of things. I appreciate all of y'all joining us and being here tonight. And I thank everybody that has been rocking with Burn It Down with Kim Brown for the past few years now. But we have to say goodbye to one of our Negro friends. Tonight is Brother Will's last night for pushing the buttons for us. And I wanted Will to come on up here and get some flowers from y'all. I wanted Will to be able to give his thank yous. I hope you guys, I hope you had your speech written out here, Brother Will, so you can do all your proper acknowledgments. But I wanted to thank Will for being a very consistent and integral member of this team. Will stepped in and up at a time I'm like, I don't know who's gonna push the buttons on this joint. And Will raised his hand, and Will has been a very dedicated member and a very valued member of this team. So I wanted to thank you, Will, for your service, for your dedication, for your role, for your consistency, for your skills, for your patience, for all the things, for dealing with a Leo for several years. Sir, you need an award. I appreciate you not allowing yourself to be run off with my quirks, let's say that. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, brother. I appreciate you doing this for the fam.
Appreciate you. Thank y'all. It's definitely been a pleasure. Stepping away for a little bit. Just need some some time and things like that. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Love what y'all do. Love how y'all contributed. Love how y'all keep this person motivated and focused on being there for y'all and building community and all of that. And I'm happy to be a part of that. And still a part of it. I'm gonna just be working on some other stuff. So speaking of that, speaking of all of the ICE stuff, I did want to share with y'all what I got going on. I'll share this reel. I'm an organizer still. Outside of this too, I'm doing that still. I'm doing my film stuff still. I wanted to share with that with y'all. So this is, I just shared it in the chat. I think I might share it.
Play it.
If that's okay with you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Run it.
Let me. So I work with this organization called Necessary Means, and we basically organize for Black people and self-determination, and we organize around food disparity. Oh, hold on a second. And so Saturday we have an event. Just want to share that with y'all. Put it in the chat too.
It happened this past Saturday, or it's coming up this Saturday?
It's coming up on this Saturday. This Saturday in Baltimore. I think the address is going to show up, but it's going to be in West Baltimore, at St. Luke's Methodist Church. They're some great people. We love them. And definitely shout out to them. Let me play this real quick. So I'm gonna play the video that they made of the recent one for y'all, and hopefully y'all get the gist of it. But yeah,
from LBS.
So sorry, here it is.
Peace, y'all. It's KJ, KW, Necessary Means. We're out here canvassing again, letting people know about the town hall that's coming up on the 17th, which is next Saturday at St. Luke. We're outside the spot right now, 1 to 2:30. Find out why this affects you, right? How we got here and what to do from lawyers who'll be on site to answer questions. We're gonna have Bill Fletcher, who's a longtime activist dedicated to Black liberation. Same thing with Davon Love from LBS. He'll be out here too, breaking down how we got here and what we should do. All right, really important to come through. Again, 17th, 1 to 2:30.
Yep, 1 to 2:30.
That's it. Hope to see you there.
Peace.
All right. So with all of the ICE stuff going on, we are organizing and making people, helping people become aware of like what can they do as far as like ICE and how to address them as Black people. And we assume that it's just Mexicans and whoever else may be, but it's like it affects us too, and we get more examples of that every day. So if you are in Baltimore, like I said, I just put the link in the chat. Come through. If anything, your share is much appreciated, for sure.
Where we tell the people where they can find you and your work.
Okay, so let me share with y'all that. So
I love how Will just acts like this, like he's surprised. It's like, sir,
I didn't have it up. I should have had it all together. I was thinking about it, but So, if you don't know, I'm a filmmaker. Check out my YouTube page. I will be posting there more. So I just shared with y'all, you guys, a video, a short documentary that I just did on an artist and in Baltimore City, kind of, you know, bridging the gap between baseball and art community. So I want y'all to check that out. Please like and subscribe to that. That's where you can find me for real. I need the subscribers. And let me give y'all my IG real quick too. But yeah, so I'm getting all that together. I'm gonna put that in there. I would like to play for y'all a video too, if y'all, you know, I would like to, if I got time. You know, is that cool?
You got time. You got time. You push the buttons. You got as much time as you got.
I know, you know, I'll be in my own world. I'll be like, I'm just here. You know, I'm a fly on the wall. I'm here to help. So that's my role with that.
Real quick, gang, if you guys want to support, definitely follow Will. Follow Will at Wealthland Cinema. Well, shit. Wait. WEAATHLYN Cinema on IG. Is that your YouTube channel too?
Yep, that's my YouTube and my IG.
Got it. Wealthland. Don't ask. I don't know. Ask him. I don't know what
it's a combination of things. It's Commonwealth because I'm from VA and Brooklyn because I'm, you know, my people are from Brooklyn too. So
okay.
You know, I mean, you know, niggas like to make up words.
I know.
What's the one for this week? Eclectic because Cam Newton.
Oh shit. I told you, I'm still tripping off last week's ear doctor words. Will, the man, he meant to say caveat. He said carry out.
You know, the carry out is crazy. You gotta slow down.
I'm so happy he said it in front of everybody. Like he didn't say it just between us, and I had to recall it. No, that has a time code on it, beloved. Please go find it. Because
he said he meant caveat and carry out. Carry out. You know what I meant to be mad at shit too. You know what I meant.
You know what I meant, and I did know what he meant. That was the funny part. I knew he was trying to say caveat when he said carry out. I knew what he meant.
No, the fact that you knew that he meant caveat, because I don't even know what the sentence is. It's like, did you mean caveat?
Anyway, I'm sorry. Oh no, that knocker. He's a silly, funny guy. All right, man. Run the video. Play the video.
All right, let me run this video. All right, so this is a video again, a short film I made. It's like roughly like 10 minutes. So I want y'all to watch it with me. We're gonna have family watching time, okay?
Okay. Let me go get my joint.
Right. This is quick. This is about so a little bit of context. This is about an artist. His name is Cole Peace, Kol Peace. He's a great artist. He's from South Carolina, but he like his residencies in Baltimore. He did some work with BUBBA, that's Baltimore Urban Baseball Association, and I Am Mentality. So they mentor young men, and you know this was just an opportunity to bring all those things together: community art and mentorship. So watch it.
Initially, the idea was never to even do a mural. Honestly, the idea was to work with youth and young people, like to get them encouraged in the creative field outside of not just art, but just doing something hands-on. Kind of like what they do here. They do a lot of hands-on things, and the extension of that was me doing an artist workshop that allowed them to be hands-on with something artistic and creative. So the mural never was even a conversation.
I think it's the Maryland symbol, right? Yeah. It's the Maryland symbol. It's gonna look immaculate. The Maryland flag. It's gonna look immaculate. I'm the best artist.
Art about to be your new favorite subject.
Yeah, I'm in art. I got art. I had art today.
Oh, yeah, art.
I got art first period.
You gotta tell your art teacher, like, yo, I'm doing a mural when I get out of here.
She said I'm a pretty good drawer. I don't even for real know how to draw eyes.
That's practice.
See, Mom? Got a mic on. I gotta talk. Now I gotta be the star.
You have to. You gotta show. So come. See if you come on because what
You want me to do the whole thing right here?
Like, come all the way
from right there.
Yep, come all right.
This joint really look big for real. This really look uneven, I think. A little bit. Yeah, trust the process. It might not come out first as good, but just trust the process.
They were hesitant. They were scared. They were also fearless, confident, and they just wanted to paint. So I was those things. That's what motivated me to keep going and do this way. It gives them a visual affirmation of things they can access in the city and they can do. I'm not from Baltimore. Being from South Carolina, this is not something that they do. They make me, but they don't do this. So it's like Baltimore has always been a stepping stone for great things for people. And I think that when you acknowledge that, with the young people will acknowledge that, they're gonna do great things too. So I just think that that's a part of it.
So what I'm drawing is I was drawing a fist showing like friendship and community, and I'm drawing a tree so it could show so it could grow and grow about friendship.
Painting it is the thing.
Yeah.
So it might be more of kind of like a. You ever heard the expression "show don't tell"?
Show don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of like writing out exactly what you want, use your pictures to sort of instead of words to get your idea across.
I Am Mentality, as I understand it, is a space where young people are provided opportunities to think and operate in different spaces. From what I saw, and maybe I might be incorrect, but they are given access to spaces that they can grow in as well, or see themselves in eventually.
The quote I wrote over there says, sometimes all you can do is be the pillar in a wind. And basically what that means is be strong enough that you won't let anyone push you, tempt you, or anything negative. Always remain positive.
Well, they were my mentors, so I would say that I learned to just say thank you for trying, thank you for doing, and I'll see you tomorrow. In a perfect world, I would love to see young people just thrive in their talent, their greatness, and not sit on it and settle. I don't like seeing the young people settle when they already got talent and genius. So if I'm a part of that, cool. If I'm not, cool. If I'm a visual product and part of that, I accept that. But I think it all starts with them taking a chance on themselves and getting their ass up and actually focusing on what they want to do, locking in. And so during the workshop with Bubba, I thought it was important to capture the kids and let them see themselves in the mural. And Bubba does a good job of people being able to lead and lead and like just do their own thing and not really like force them or guide them to do a certain thing, but allow them to kind of be open in the space. And so I combined that mission and I Am Mentality's mission, and for young people to see themselves, but in a role where they are not just a piece, they are a main component of this piece, because you can't see this piece without them now. Like you have to see them in the piece. And so that was the goal, and I accomplished that goal, I believe. So I just, I mixed it all together like mashed potatoes. It worked out. It was cool. funny with you? I didn't know who Adam Jones was. Just like I didn't know who these two kids was until I met them and got to know them. To seeing Adam Jones being like one of basically a baseball player that looked like us, a black professional athlete that played the game and done his thing. To see these kids at the same time, it was encouraging to move forward and putting them in the space. Like immortalizing them was no brainer because of my community side of my art. But this the guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but he was very like at first he was very like him to himself. And then the workshop went on and he started like take off his book bag and take off his hat and kind of be more of a lead role and telling people like you should do this, do that. I mean, he had a vision, he had a strong vision. He had a conversation. And he was just very like open. He was one of the first kids that actually posed for me. And so I wanted to take a picture of him to kind of capture his himself, but also himself seeing himself being in that leadership role. And I said, hey man, you gonna come back and lead? It's like, yeah, I do it, without a question. And so I think that mentality made me want to capture him. And the girl, she, again, another young person that spoke up, and she was like, I was taking pictures of some of the boys, and I Am Itali is mostly catered to male, but they also have, feminine energy in their space too. And so she was one of the space in their space. And she, in the project she was working, but she, she was like, well, you're not going to take a picture of me. And I said, you was next. I had you on the list. But I wanted to capture her as well. So I was like, I wanted to add that feminine presence because of the significance of femininity, and not just in my life, but people's lives. I just think it's important because my first collector was a woman. And so I've always tried to add some femininity to my art, no matter where I do it. Even if I paint a male, I always try to add some type of femininity to it to honor that beginning stage. So she's literally a product of beginnings and movements and stuff like that. So. I would say to those people that can give and want to give and want to invest, learn about it, come listen to it, and come see it. Because when you see it and it exists, then it changes you and it shifts you, and then you want to get involved. Let us do the good found groundwork. You know what I'm saying? And do what the term, put your money where your mouth is. If you really about it, then do it like that. So that's what it is. So, yeah.
Where my documentary? Where my documentary at, son? You out here doing documentaries, making the joints look all, making them joints look all shiny and clean and crispy. Where my documentary at? Where my short story at?
What's up? I got you. I'm gonna
The
talk to you
ballad.
offline, but I got you. I got a story on. But yeah, like thank
No, that was
y'all.
dope,
Thank y'all
Will.
for
That was really good.
thank you. I just like it because I'm getting that muscle. I'm using that muscle. I want to keep using it and putting out more stuff. And I just like the way it looked too. I was like, man,
No, the
I'm happy to
visual
see that.
storytelling was very good. Very good.
I was feeling it. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, I'm around. share with y'all I got more stuff coming out. I got a whole, a whole situation. I'm gonna drop my hold on a second, let me drop my link in there. But yeah, I always appreciate you, and like I said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be around. I just gotta, I need to get my life right. You know what I'm saying? So
I understand.
Well, but I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the love. And again, please like and subscribe. It's all appreciated. And yeah.
Do we
y'all,
have
peace.
any super chats tonight, or
Oh yeah.
we need to acknowledge for the final time? Will's gonna
We
shout
got
y'all out.
Yeah, 0PE. Thank you for your super chat. Looks like Rebel Diaz, fuck Ice. Gonna be the fight song for the 2026. Let's go, burn it down with Kim Brown.
Let's
and
go.
Of course,
Shout out to Rebel
the
Diaz.
great Gang Green Thumb. I hope Ice has a very, very bad day. We take that energy too. Shout out to Lateef. Shout out to Lady Alex. Emmanuel Briggs, 0PE. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Noli D, always appreciate you. I Manifesto. O2, John Trudell, we appreciate you. Wendy Goff, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nobody here, friends. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Who else? Tyler, Afra.
Shout out to Afra.
Shout out to Vesper X. Of course, the God Lateef. We gotta appreciate you. Hold on, let me keep going a little bit.
Shout out to Holly Horn. I know Holly is there. I keep saying an H. I always assume that's Holly.
Fire on the Twitch. Rosalba on the Twitch.
Shout out to Rosalba. Big up PJ. What's up, Swery? Furries. What's up, Northern Witch? D the Destroyer.
Yes, D. Love you. Peace.
Shout out to Courtney the Stallion.
Who else? Tyler, we got you. Who else? There's a whole bunch of people in the chat, Selma Borkin Libre. Sorry if I said your name wrong. I think that's it, bro. Oh, Afraid Not.
Oh, Donnie Bird.
Oh, come on. I can't forget. And if I forgot you, you know where I ain't like I said, you know how to reach me. I'm touchable in these streets.
That's right.
But appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Please, again, subscribe. I'm trying to make y'all proud. Keep putting out the good shit. And, I'm going to be around. So, love y'all.
Thank
Peace.
you, Will. Thank you. Appreciate to Will. I appreciate that, in my opinion, that this platform attracts good folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I was going to say we don't have any dickheads working for us. That's probably not true, because I am probably the biggest dickhead out of the crew. But when I say dickheads, I mean people that lack compassion, lack empathy, lack politics. That's not who's over here at Burn It Down with Kim Brown now. And Will is a member of the community. Will is active and has been in feeding the community. Will has been under the wing of great leaders such as Eddie Conway, amongst others. So I want you guys to know that Will is a very high caliber quality character brother out here. And I've been very proud to have him as one of the Fire Fam and the lead button pusher. Who is that? Why is that you, Yipper? Who is Will? Someone just threw up some money. Who is that?
Yep, Yipper. We appreciate you for that super chat. I claim that. Thank you. Thank you, Yipper 99. I appreciate you always. And a shout out to Vitamin K 1121. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Nia Shell. Yes. Who else? Yeah, that's it. All right, y'all.
All right, because we will do shout outs for it will turn into the go-go for y'all. If you've never seen a go-go, by the way, go on social media and Google the Go-Go Awards, and maybe y'all get a better understanding of go-go music and the acknowledgement of such. But there's a lot of shout outs in go-go music. And 15th and Uptown and it's like, let me stop. But shout out to Big G, shout out to the whole go-go community. Anyway, thanks to Will and Molly. Thanks to all of our wonderful mods. Thanks to the Fire Fam. Please don't forget, tune in tomorrow morning, Black Liberation Media, for Women's Wednesdays. Come join me and the crew on Thursdays for the Remix Morning Show starting at 8 a.m. Eastern. I'm not sure if we're doing classical breakdown this week. Y'all heard me and ear doctor have divergent opinions of whether or not we're doing a classical breakdown on Thursday. So that's still being debated, but regardless, turn into Black Liberation Media. We certainly appreciate it. Of course, we appreciate all that you do over here, Fire Fam, and I'll holler at y'all, I believe, Friday. But y'all take it easy, and I'll keep you posted. Love you guys. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Deuces, deuces, deuces.